This crash happened ahead of traffic, which contributed to this secondary crash. It's another winter storm warning resulting in numerous crashes, but this one has a twist. After several crashes over the space of a quarter mile, one of the vehicles involved had its dog escape in a panic and began running down the middle of the 6-lane interstate. And the owners could not help because they had been injured in one of the crashes themselves. At first, attentive drivers tried to keep the white lab on the shoulder, but the dog was in fight or flight. But keep watching as some drivers buy time and put together a strategy on the fly. To be clear, there's no playbook for something like this. Before we go any further, we want to let you know we will never show you videos that show animals or pets being harmed. The purpose of this video is to think about what motorists and humans can do to take compassion on an animal or pet while being safe on the road. So, as this white lab, beautiful creature, cuts across lanes of traffic, a special shout out to the attentive drivers who used straight line braking without swerving to gradually slow down traffic. Let's take a closer look. Dogs on freeways, while rare, are an especially precarious situation because, to put it plainly, dogs are special creatures. So a lot of people are naturally going to want to stop to help. I saw this happen once in suburban Detroit, and it was just total chaos. Pedestrians were running willy-nilly everywhere across the freeway. This is where things get interesting because 2 cars have stopped in the left lane. Now we have a pedestrian out on the road trying to coax the dog back to safety without being bitten or harmed themselves. So there are 4 risks right now. The biggest would be a human being hurt, number 1. Number 2 would be the dog getting hurt. Number 3 would be the dog running away into the forest or the trees and just becoming a lost animal. Number 4 is a property damage crash happening because traffic is stopped on the freeway. So you could imagine off screen, someone gets rear-ended. If that resulted in injuries, that'd be a very bad outcome as well. So we're balancing these different risks. I think, to these people's credit, on that right lane, another car stopped, stopping all 3 lanes of traffic. Under the circumstances, in my best guess, I think this is probably a wise decision because now we've probably reduced the chance that a pedestrian or the dog is struck on the freeway. So you no longer have freeway traffic moving past on the right. And I give these people credit. You can tell they are clear dog lovers because they have helped get that dog to settle down just a bit. We'll show you the ending in just a moment, but for comparison, talking about geese, this guy stopped his car on the right side to rescue a goose all the way on the left. You can see the havoc it's already causing with cars driving at full freeway speeds, coming, doing emergency stopping, bailing out of the way. The goose is on the far left side of your screen by the concrete wall, and now someone else has stopped. They're blocking that left lane as opposed to pulling onto the shoulder. And in comparison to a goose versus a dog, there are dog lovers out here, but the chance that this person is a goose lover and knows how to talk to geese in a way that they will understand he's not a threat is very slim, right? It's impossible. Take a look. There is no plan, and ultimately he fails. Of course, there's no plan here. No one knows how to, unless you're a wildlife professional, there's no way to corral a goose. It's just going to run away from you. And he steps in front of the semi-truck, having the semi-truck stop, and then goes back to his parked car, which is fully blocking a lane on the exit ramp. Now back to the dog rescue. Here's the reverse angle showing the moment the local police arrived on scene after receiving multiple 911 calls. It's important to note this is a big snowstorm or blizzard, so police were tied up all evening with emergency calls. And out of all the other times we've reviewed video and seen this happen, this one was actually one of the best. We saw good communication between the bystanders to come up with different ideas. They even gave the lab dog food. And they showed good situational awareness to think about their own risk being out of their car on the freeway. Our guess is that by temporarily stopping all lanes of traffic, that was probably the right call. It does increase the chance of a secondary rear-end collision in the traffic jam behind them, but it also greatly increases the safety of humans and the dog that they were trying to rescue. Ultimately, the officer and bystanders were able to get the dog to the police squad. We called New Brighton Police and confirmed the dog was reunited with the family the next day. But looking back on this, I think the best thing that happened was slowly, gradually, getting all traffic to stop across all lanes. This was part luck and part talent by the bystanders. Had traffic not been able to gradually slow and stop, things could have turned out much worse. There's no playbook for this, so it's always good to be mindful of the risk you're creating for yourself and other drivers on the road. And for comparison, it wasn't that long ago that a driver stopped in a lane of traffic to try to rescue geese. That resulted in her car being hit, resulting in a fatality, and she was charged with manslaughter and convicted. So it's important to put these risks in perspective. All in all, we thought this was fabulous work, especially under the circumstances. About as good as it gets. Good luck out there.